So I've been having a problem with the driver's side heated seat. What happens is when I switch it on, it stays on for a few minutes, then goes off, and then it cannot be switched back on again until the car is switched off completely and then left for a while and restarted. So what I tried doing was swapping around the heated seat controllers. Underneath the seats there's this is what controls the heated seats, and unfortunately doing that didn't work. I swapped the passenger side, which works perfectly well, with the driver's side, which was faulty, and that didn't fix the problem. But the passenger side heated seat still works perfectly well. So I'll show you what I've done. I've just simply removed the controller and replaced it with this device, which plugs into a cigarette lighter socket. This is just a 10 amp rated PWM controller module, and with this I can set any power level I want. At full power the seats draws at about 100 watts, and I've been sitting here for quite a few minutes just with it on full power to make sure it's not going to overheat, and it doesn't seem to get any hotter. It gets to a really nice pleasant temperature, but if that's too hot I can always just turn it down quite easily, and you can switch it off using that, and I can unplug it completely, so that's a benefit. And the light's still on just because of the capacitor in the controller. So I'll go underneath the seat now to show you what I've done. So the seat controller originally was mounted here. So here's the output cable from that control module I'm using. And here what we've got is, this is a original 12 volt supply that would go to the heated seat controller, and there's an additional wire there which could probably be some sort of signal cable which tells the controller to switch on. This is supplying 12 volts, it's live whenever the car is active. It doesn't have anything to do with pressing the power to the seats, it's always on. So it's probably some sort of signal to the controller. And these are the power connections to the heaters and the seats. So this one here I think is for the back side, well, for the bottom, and this is for the back of the chair. And this one has got an additional wire on it, which is maybe for a temperature sensor, I don't know. But what I've simply done is just connected the two elements in parallel. I tried it in series, just linking the two heating elements up in series, and that only gave me about 30 watts power maximum. So now I've just connected them up in parallel, so it draws about 7 amps at full power, and then it slowly reduces power a bit, and I think that's just because it's got PTC heating elements inside it, and that means that as they draw more power, as they get hotter, they draw less power. So that's basically all I've done. Just the bottom heating elements for the seat part and the top heating elements for the backrest are just connected up in parallel like this. It's quite simple, and then it just goes to my controller. And as I said, I've been sitting here for a few minutes with it on. They're not overheating and they're not switching off, so I reckon the problem is probably not the seat controller. Either it's one of the sensors inside the seat itself, or it could be something to do with this control, something to do with the control electronics elsewhere in the car. But as you can see, with the heated controller removed, this button is just redundant now, it does nothing. For some reason the passenger side has stopped working now too, so maybe they're interconnected somehow. The passenger side heated seat controller is still connected, I haven't removed it, but seems that removing the driver's side one stops the passenger side one from working as well, so that's not working at all. I'll just double check that. Oh, the passenger side one is working, but as you can see the driver's side one does nothing. so that side has always worked fine. And I did have a 12 volt heated seat cover on this, but it failed after a few months. I don't know what went wrong with it, so this is what I should have done to start with, just directly tapped into the heated seat itself. And I was thinking maybe like for preconditioning the car, I thought I could maybe find some sort of 12 volt timer, so that when, like say like 5 o'clock in the morning, this would just turn on at sort of low power and have the seat slightly warm. But I don't think I would bother with that, because just for safety really, whenever I leave the car I'll always just unplug this, because when you do leave the car and switch it all off, the 12 volt plugs are still active for a few minutes. I'm not sure how many minutes, I think it's 10, and then they go off. But I'd prefer just to unplug it myself.